Good evening and welcome to Just Seriously Voicing Thoughts with me, Kriss Venugopal. And today I have the pleasure of having Nair Saab, as he is fondly called. He's a sports writer, consultant, strategist, a person who has covered cricket so much, probably even cricketers would not have done so. And the pleasure of having Nair Saab here with us on Just Seriously, I welcome you, sir. All good things have a little glitch, yes, and I think that's the issue what we are facing. Nair Saab, he has been heard on radio, on Gulf News for commentaries, or through his writings, through his blogs, through his exuberant commentaries for cricket for over 14 World Cups and a Championship Trophy, Asia Cup, and over 200 games at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. Uh, we are having a little difficulty hearing you, sir. Dear audience, if you're able to hear me, able to hear Naisab, can you just react so that we can find out what the issue is? Yes, we have Kabir.
Chris, I think we can hear you. I think KR, KR, if you can, I think it must be a device fault. If you can hear us, KR, just raise your hand or show an emoji. Else, you can get in from your mobile.
In the meanwhile, just a few words about Nair Saab. Uh, he is a avid commentator who has left a mark in the world of cricket by even being a writer in the Wisden Almanac for cricket, one of the very few people who have that honor. He's a sports writer, consultant, and strategist, and with an experience of having reported over 14 ICC Cricket World Cups, all formats, Asia Cup tournaments spanning over 3 decades, and reported over 21 days from Sharjah Cricket Stadium alone. It's not just cricket, but or writing about them. He is a Best Tennis Writer Award in Dubai ATP Tennis Tournament consecutively in 1999 and 2000, and reported Dubai Marathon without a break for 2 decades, and a trained stage actor, currently an actor in Malayalam movies too. And he believes that all the world is a stage where all humans are mere characters, as Shakespeare said the same. With a passion for life and watching individuals who strive for excellence, a motivational speaker, a sports management specialist, a cricket specialist, a movie buff, a travel lover, and physical and mental fitness is something which he loves the most. Nair Sab, we are we are eagerly waiting for listening from you. Kabir, can you hear me?
Hello, Chris. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I was talking to KR. He's just changing the device.
Okay, okay.
So this happens with the LinkedIn. It's a normal thing. He can hear you.
I
Even
really feel like when cricket matches start delayed due to rain, or when we have glitches like the toss went for a toss, this is exactly what is happening here. We have Dr. Satish, the actress, Semi, Samya Santosh, VH, Bhagyalakshmi, that's my mother, Saga Suresh, Sonia Sebastian, Nitya Gopi, Kartika Devi, Jay Prakash, Dr. Santosh, Devi Krishna, and Fanaki Andrea along with us, and Ani and Uma Sundari also have joined us, and eagerly waiting for KR Sir, Nair Saab, to change the device so that we can hear from him. And uh, Just Seriously happens every Thursday, 8 sharp at 9:30 India time and 8 p.m. UAE time. And every week we have people from different walks of life. Somehow we do look at their voices and their voicing thoughts. That's what really matters to us. And Nair Saab has his specialty with his voice as a commentator. As I explained earlier, he's a sports writer and consultant and strategist, and he has reported over 14 ICC Cricket World Cups from all formats. He has done Asia Cup, Champions Tournament, and many cricket fiesta or festivals, as cricket lovers would call them. And he has done Asia Cup for over 3 decades and reported over 200 one days from Sharjah Cricket Stadium alone, which is in itself a record. His happiness, as he explains, is also having been able to write on the Wisden Almanac for cricket. Yes, Dr. Satish. Are we facing a glitch? Waiting for Nair Saab.
just logged out. He'll just come in with another device. Meanwhile, Chris, a song. Last few sessions we are not hearing a song. So I think I'll see an emoji from everyone who wants to hear a song. From Chris, allow
I
simple
don't know. I don't know. I think is it a LinkedIn glitch that I'm not able to see any emojis?
emojis will come now.
No, no. It's probably I'm blinded of all the emojis. Some kind of glitch with LinkedIn when it comes to singing right
I
now.
saw that, Chris. So till KR comes, let's hear few songs from you. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for a long.
Okay. This one is for. This one is a song which I think I sang for the Thousand Days, which you had done earlier, and one of my favorite Sufi songs for the benefit of everyone. And here it goes. मौला 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 मेरे मौला 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 दरारे दरारे है माथे पे मौला मरम्मत मुकद्दर के कर दो मौला मेरे मौला तेरे दर जो आया झुकने जो सर आया मस्तियां पिए सबको झूमता नजर आया प्यास लेके आया था दरिया तू भर लाया नूर की बारिश में नूर की बारिश में भीगता सतर आया मौला 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 मेरे मौला 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 मौला
Hello.
मौला. Yes, Nair Saab, welcome.
Ah, yeah, finally.
Oh
I
my
was saying,
God.
I was really saying that it's probably a rain delayed match which is about to start, an exciting match which is about to start, and that rain delay probably brought in me as a singer too.
Yes, yes, yes. I felt like an edge of the seat thriller to reach here.
Yeah, without much ado, let me begin with that special moment of having been able to write in the Wisden book of cricket, I mean, the almanac for cricket. That special moment you have cherished, and you have been an actor, you have been a commentator, you have been a sports journalist, and you've been all, I would say, the best of all. So, when you actually got the dream come true of having been able to write an article as a journalist, as a sports enthusiast, as a person who loves cricket so much, having reported over 200 one-day matches from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, which is more like during my younger days, that was more of a worshipable match that Sharjah Cricket Stadium would ever host. We'd like to hear from you that moment of having been able to write that article.
Yes. It all started because of my love for cricket. Uh, because in Kerala, when I started playing cricket, uh, there was no facilities for the game. And whoever played cricket, they thought they are slightly off track, or they thought they are mad because you become nothing, because there are no facilities. And there were, people used to jokingly ask me, "Are you going to be a Pataudi?" Because that time was that at that time he was the great the captain and all those things. And and that is what they knew. And in Kerala it was basically football that was the
Yes.
main sport. So, but I got mad about the game. I tried to learn everything about the game. And that is what I did. Although I played cricket at the schools level, at the university level, I tried to learn the game. So what I did was I, I, I qualified as an umpire.
Mhm.
So which may help me understand the game well. And
Mhm.
then my career started in Bombay. And
Mhm.
as you asked me how it was, when I went to Bombay, many of them asked, "Who is this man from Kerala who doesn't have any cricket to come and write about the game?" But I
Mhm.
had one thing which was different from all those writers, is that I knew about the game much more than them because of being an umpire. I was also into making cricket pitches, because the first cricket pitch that was made in the university stadium for the India Australia match was
Mhm.
made by me and one Jose Kurishingal together. Uh, and so I knew more about the game, so I could write. And so when I wrote my first article, and it all appeared in Sunday Observer in
Right.
Bombay,
Mhm.
and that was by the editor was Vinod Mehta. He used to he regularly asked. I had joined a news agency called Links, a
Mhm.
news agency which was a syndication agency which will send my stories to many papers. That is how my articles happened to appear in 12 newspapers around India. So I felt very happy that doing coming from Kerala, I could at least do that from where the cricket was not there. So it was basically like you always say, Dr. Chris, that you dream, and if you dream and dream for it, you will achieve it. That's what I did. And so it felt so good. Later on, I went on to join Sunday Mail, then Indian Express, and finally came to Gulf News and worked for 26
26
years.
years, glorious 26 years. Probably
Yes.
that's a very golden period, which I would really say. Now, when you've mentioned that having a dream, and trying to achieve it. You are a person who is an enthusiast about motivation. You have a whole library of books, and you're a reader of all sorts, like all sorts of self-help books and motivation, and you're a motivational speaker yourself. So, do you really think the small portion of different parts of the world, small portions of a cricket enthusiast striving to be in one of the teams, what is it that uh, the kind of dream they lack that they don't reach where they are really supposed to reach? If you take our own state, Kerala, like you're from Trivandrum, there are many people who have the expertise but do not make it to that level that the blue jersey doesn't reach them. What do you really feel as a commentator? Do you feel that is it the lack of skill or lack of training, or what is it that they lack, or is it the lack of dream?
Yes. One of the thing is that once you love something, be slightly mad. That's what I tell everyone. You know, for example, if it is cricket, or you should know everything about cricket. That is what I do. I tell everyone that, when I talk to students, I want to be a Kohli, I want to be a Tendulkar. And I all tell them one thing, that they were all once a beginner like you. And it is that determination, devotion, and dedication that carried them to great heights. So, for example, I will tell cricketers that if many parents you have seen want their children to become cricketer, but unless and otherwise the child wants to be a cricketer, he will never become a cricketer. If he
Nice,
wants to be,
Nice, let
yeah,
me interrupt in between. You said everyone wants to be a Kohli, everyone wants to be, say, in our age, a Gavaskar or a Kapil Dev or Sachin Tendulkar. All that
yeah,
is said and done. Do you feel
yeah,
that uh, people need to be themselves, not to be trying to be a Sachin or a Kohli, or trying to be themselves to be a person who can achieve their dreams? Or is it okay to have an idol in space and wanting to be like them? Because you're actually a classmate with Mohanlal, and he aspired to be not like Prem Nasir. He wanted to be
yeah,
Mohanlal.
yes. It is always good to have an idol.
Right.
It is always, but the thing is that ultimately it comes to you as to how you go about it. For example, I will give you the example of two of, see, Sachin I had seen grow up while he was in Bombay. I was reporting for Indian Express. He was a school cricketer, and along with him was Vinod Kambli. He was equally talented. But the thing is that Sachin was focused, while his focus was not completely on what he wants to achieve. He was naturally talented. So there will be many things which are naturally talented, but ultimately you have to work on that. You have to develop that skill. You have to see, one of the things that actually Gavaskar had told me, is that always raise the bar. Raise the bar is something that many times you score a century or take 5 wickets, you're very happy, and you tell that you have achieved something great. But the cricket is a game which, that today you might be a hero, and next day you might be a zero. You might get out for a zero. But the main factor is how you overcome that setback and move forward. See, this is the difference between the common and the great. How you step towards greatness, how you keep moving. There are many people who will criticize you. Where are you going? What are you doing? But that should all be taken away and keep marching. And mind you, this marching doesn't end even even at any age. Yeah,
Right.
you know better. In fact, keep doing. See, for example, I although I was writing about cricket, I always used to envy you speaking on the radio, because that is a skill which you developed. And I realized how tough it was to speak fast when I became a commentator.
Right.
I was a, I was all along a writer. I was searching for the right word when I wanted to be a commentator. So that is the difference. That is something which you learn from. Every day you learn something new and add something and keep moving. The keep moving is something which many don't do. Sometimes is that many feel that at the age of 60 your life is over, and now it is time to retire. I hate the word called retired life. That is something which is which is really, when Biden can be the president at 82. Why are you saying that you have decided to retire?
Now,
Isn't it?
Sab, I really feel the word retired can be turned into an anagram, retried. Like we should be trying something
Yes,
new
yes.
again.
Yes. In fact, I feel that after 26 years in Gulf News, I'm doing more than what I was in Gulf News in different fields. It is
Right.
basically because I keep moving, I'm not stationary. I think you agree with the same thing. You are also not one who confined yourself to being with radio or anything. Every day you have added to your skill, isn't it? So, in fact, there are there are certain things which I look up to you, and that is how I joined your voice mastery course.
Really
Many
an
ask
honor.
me at this age, why are you joining this course? Yes, there is something which you can learn from this. And I could understand that when I joined here. I understand the flow of talking, the way you should communicate, the way you should pause, and all these things I learned from two of those who are teaching, Feniki and Chris, and sorry, and Kabir. Both of them have been guiding me. So everything, even if you have done lots, there is something to be learned, and that is what I understand. Life is all about learning and keep moving. I hope you agree.
I do agree, and it's a great honor to hear from you. You've ventured after 26 years of commentary, writing about cricket and sports and sports management, motivation. Now you're into acting. You're an actor now. So we'd like to know your experience as an actor, because it's a totally a new field which you've come in, and we also would like to know about your experience about learning the I would say tips and tricks or the trade secrets behind voicing.
Yes. The main thing was I was an actor in school. In drama, we I am from the batch of Model School 1975 group. It was a special group where there was Mohanlal, Maniampalla Raju, M.G.
Sudhir.
Sri Kumar, P. Venugopal, all that Venugopal singer,
Right.
everyone happened to be in the same time at the same school, and we all practiced our skill. We started off from the drill shed of model school.
No,
And
is it something special with that special shed? We should actually preserve it now, because all of those who were under that shed are now great people, including you, sir.
it is a question which often we have asked in our group. Because we have a model school 75 group,
Hmm.
and often we ask how could, but yeah, I think it was basically motivating each other.
Right.
See, I won the best drama actor award in school when Mohanlal was there, when Maniampalla Raju was there, everyone, and it was a great feeling. and I thought I will go into movies. And I learned the acting under Vaikam Mani, who was the father-in-law of Sri Kumaran Thampi, the great lyricist and director, and so I learned acting under him, and then I went to act, and Vaikam Mani sir gave me a letter to be given to Sri Kumaran Thampi, and I went and gave. He told he wants to act in a movie, so I went and I acted in Akramanam, a movie which was directed by Sri Kumaran Thampi. And in that movie, the hero was Jayan, who the great actor. And I had many shots with him, everything. And halfway through the movie, he went to act in another movie called Kolilakam.
Kolilakam,
Yes.
yes.
Uh, and there, the helicopter crash, while
Right.
shooting, the helicopter crashed on him and he passed away. And that's the story. And that film flopped basically because Sri Kumar and Thampi had written the story based on Jayan, and it was a terrible. All many of the scenes which were shot with him and everything went off. I was also in my career growing stage, so at that it was the time when Suresh, Mohanlal, Priyadarshan, all of them, they all played cricket under me, but they also were seriously into film. And Suresh told me that I should not leave Kerala and continue in film. But film is a field where you may click or may not click. But so I was not willing to, I didn't have the resources to continue and test my luck. So I went and I decided my other love, that was cricket, and I took it up. But always in the back of my mind, I had that dream of wanting to act, and that kept on. And I knew that one day I will act, and always it has happened that whatever you dream, and if you dream sincerely, it will happen. And you wouldn't believe that I got an offer to act as DGP in 2018, the movie which was based on the Kerala
The
floods.
floods, yeah.
Yes, and just think how I acted on it, and that film became the the nominee for the Oscars from India.
True, true, very true.
So which all proves that if even if you wait, even if your dream is still strong, it can happen. So actually that was great. I could act in that movie, and soon now I got another offer, uh, just come back yesterday after acting in Joffin's new movie. Joffin is the one who directed Priest, and as soon as he saw me, he said, "You are good enough to become a bishop." And I never had a beard. I grew a beard, and I acted as a bishop 2 days back in at Aluve, and many of them in the cathedral, where the shooting was done, thought that I was a real bishop. But Joffin told the people that he is a Hindu bishop. So I am back after. So I think once you dream, once you hope, you can achieve certain things, and it keep moving. As I keep telling, keep moving, and that is what taken me there.
And take the case of many cricketers, be it state or national level. Take the case of many actors who want to be something and somehow they do not reach. And take the case of people who really want to be a commentator. Recently, if you actually see, there was a movie which was mainly made on a lady who wants to be a commentator and how the football commentary changed her life, and all those things, all said and done. Do you feel that uh, uh, we all regret something that I should have done this at that time? So, do you really miss playing cricket for the state or for the nation? Because, yes, you were all qualified for being a cricketer.
Yes. When you started playing, I always used to dream that one day I'll be in the middle of a cricket ground, all people clapping, and as I go out to bat. But many told me it will not happen because you are coming from Kerala where you have not even seen a turf wicket. In fact,
Right.
the first time I saw a turf wicket was when we went to play schools in Karnataka, in Bangalore. And you wouldn't believe the whole state team went and touched the turf wicket. Oh, this is how the turf wicket is, because we all played in matting wicket.
Right.
So and it was impossible to reach the Indian team unless you did something really spectacular. But what I did was I did not give up that hope.
Right.
So that is how I branched out to umpiring. And umpiring helped me to. I went to Bombay, umpired in Kanga League also, where I umpired, officiated, where test players were playing in matches. Even that I could do. And then I never, now I feel that I went to cricket grounds where I was not in the middle, but I visited grounds which is packed with people all around the world. There is no cricket venue in the world I haven't been to.
Right.
14 World Cups has helped me see all the cricket venues. And sometimes I feel that if I would have been a cricketer, I would have had seen cricket or been to the cricket venues only till the span that I was a player.
Right.
Now, I've been from the Gavaskar era to the Tendulkar era and now
Right.
to the Kohli era. All these eras I have gone through. So I feel that, and I always keep telling I have done 14 World Cups, which
Right.
means every World Cup is 1 month. And that
Right.
means 1 year of my life, I have reported World Cups,
Beautiful.
over 1 year, the only World Cups. So that these are things, even if I didn't become a cricketer, I feel that haven't I done more than what a cricketer could have done.
Yes, that's a beautiful thought. It's a different perspective which makes life look really beautiful, and it gives a different meaning to it. Now, when you've said about cricketers and being in the field, there is one question which has always boggled me, and that's what Syed Kirmani, the wicketkeeper, he had said once that when India will get a person who is a wicketkeeper to be a captain, the whole
Yeah.
kind of cricket would change, and that he said when he played the Lords. And after that, when Dhoni came as a captain, things really started changing. And he said, wicketkeeper, his perspective about the field and about the players and about the fielding positions, they become so meticulous that he will have a total control over the field. Do you really feel what Sayed Kirmani said has a lot of value, and we should give it a due weightage? Him being a wicketkeeper, he understood cricket in a different way compared to the other people.
Yes, I strongly believe that being a wicketkeeper really helps because Dhoni. If you have closely watched him in action, he could always see that his left glove, moving towards the left side, which means it's an instruction to the bowler to bowl on the leg and middle. And then his field placing will be in deep fine leg and other places whereby he can tempt the batsman to play that shot. play the wrong shot. For example, when you are a wicket keeper, you can have a very very clear view of the batsman's footwork, where he
Right.
is fumbling, where he is doing. An intelligent cricketer like Dhoni could always sense that. That is how he is doing. Or also you see that watching the batsman is a very important thing as a captain. So many often you must have seen some of the great captains, also even Gavaskar, stood in the slips. It's basically in the slip you get a view of the entire field, the entire area of operation, and then you can also direct the bowler. So what Dhoni did was exactly that, and that is how he made even ordinary bowlers look brilliant, because his instruction from behind the wicket was motivating, and also he knew where to instruct, where the bowler should bowl, what is the batsman doing, and all those things. And for God's sake, despite doing all these things, he was cool. That is why he was Captain Cool.
Very true, very true. That observation as an umpire, would you estimate or look at the captaincy or look at the teamwork based on such moves? Or is it that you have to remain a mute spectator to such beautiful, brilliant cricket strategies which happen on the field?
The strategies that happen on the field, if sometimes I always think, the thinking that goes behind, many people, you know why, with apologies to patriotic listeners, if you are totally patriotic and you always want to India or Pakistan or whatever nation to win, you will not appreciate cricket,
Right,
because the beauty of the cricket lies in the art of strategy, the way they play, the footwork. All these things are forgotten because most of the time you are focusing on the batsman or the bowler to make a mistake. You are
right.
not focusing on the art of cricket. One of the advantages I had as a writer was I only wrote cricket. I never wrote based on my patriotic feelings.
Right.
I appreciated cricketers, but I never fell prey for being, unable to write against them. So
Right, right.
that is the thing. The art of cricket. If you are watching to India to defeat Pakistan, then you are not watching cricket, because
Right,
most of the time your aim, the pleasure of you watching the game is not the game but the result.
right. Now, at that point, let me ask you another strategy which has been prevalent with certain teams. I would specifically take the names of, say, the Australian team. They believe in sledging. So, as a commentator, as an umpire, as a player, how far does it affect the psyche? Because you being a motivational speaker, sledging can actually put down a player and he can make a mistake. So, do you
Yeah.
really feel that it works that way? Is that a strategy too,
Yes.
or an acceptable one?
Yes, about sledging. I have been lucky to talk to Sunil Gavaskar, because Gavaskar happened to be very close to me. He had followed my writings for years, and many often when he comes here, we sit and talk for hours about many things. And one of the things he always said that, for me, when the ball is delivered, I look the ball from the seam to my bat.
Right.
Nothing that happens around doesn't matter.
Okay.
He has a famous incident. I do not know whether you have heard. During his fantastic knock in Bangalore against Pakistan, Javed Miandad was famous for standing at forward short leg and sledging, and he kept on sledging, and still he played a brilliant knock. And after the knock, it seems Javed Miandad felt very bad that he kept abusing him. They kept everything. So he went to his dressing room, to Sunil's dressing room after the match, and told him in his slang, "Sorry, I talked so much." He talked in his in his way. I did something wrong. So Sunil Gavaskar asked, "What did you do wrong?" He asked. So I said, "Aap suna nahi?" So he said, "Kya suna?" He asked me. He asked him, "Kuch suna nahi?" He said, "I didn't hear anything." So this is an example. So if, for example, you sledge Rahul Dravid or Tendulkar, there will be no reaction. You can do everything. Shoaib Akhtar was famous for that. For Tendulkar, what mattered to him is not all the acts he did with his face, with his muscles. He was only waiting for that short of a pitch delivery and cracked him towards the square leg to the boundary. I can still never forget that after bowling two bouncers at Tendulkar, and then he came and bowled for a short pitch, and off the back foot he went and cracked him through the point to the boundary, and he didn't even look at Shoaib Akhtar. He just went and tapped the pitch and came back and stood there. So that is the answer to sledgers. If sledging is, yeah, you are going to be affected. Australians, what they do, they test, are you affected by sledging?
Oh,
Once you are affected by sledging, they go full out, because know from your expression, they know from
yes.
your that you are getting affected. So this is, but now today there are mental, it's motivational psychologists,
Yeah, sports
motivational speakers,
psychologists.
all attend the team meetings. So that
Yeah,
is what
we
that helps a
even there are
big way.
specialist neurolinguistic programmers to specifically instill the thought in the player.
Yes.
The specific NLP is being used.
Yes, I feel in every field that would be nice,
Right,
telling how to go about it, how to be motivated, how to not affect by criticism. The biggest drawback which pulls people down is criticism. See, always you will be criticized only if you are good enough. Yeah, or
right.
why should somebody criticize you if you are absolutely useless? Yeah, isn't it? So that is
Very
something.
true. Very true. Yeah,
Yeah,
Naisab, as you said, probably we need to have people who have steadfast focus. We need to have people who understand that the biggest thing which has spoiled huge breakthroughs or masterpieces is the thought that what others will think. So that's why we have Voicing Thoughts every Thursday to reach out with people who can give us the right thoughts. And Naisab, you are one of the best, I feel. And I really want the listeners to make use of this time so that they can come and interact with Nair Saab himself at this moment. Yes, you can raise your virtual hand and I can bring you upstage. As you decide and raise your hands, Nair Saab, I would like to come to one question. Sharjah Cricket Stadium. That
yeah,
stadium, when you actually look at, uh, we can even call it a kind of a, it was a religious space where one day international between India and Pakistan had such a great news value, I would say, and it was stopped
yeah,
because of what all happened. So
yeah,
I want your experience because 200 one-day internationals from Sharjah Cricket Stadium, I would
yeah.
really believe no other commentator would have that to his credit. So you have a feather in your crown. We'd like to know about your experience with Sharjah Cricket Stadium.
Yeah. It was in the 80s. I did from in Sharjah, the Sharjah matches. As you know, when Bukhadir made this wicket in the desert, Many asked, that how cricket can be played in a desert, but that
Right.
man believed that it is possible. And and see, this is what I always tell. Once you keep doing, you might be amazed by the achievements that you make. Or how did everyone criticize? How can you play cricket in a desert? But that venue is the one which has hosted the maximum number of one dayers, isn't it?
Very true.
It has the world record. It is in
Yeah.
the Guinness Book of World Records. So when I went there first, when it was a great feeling to come here. After Dubai, you land here. There is nothing till Sharjah except desert. There was no buildings, nothing.
True.
And to reach there was always share a taxi driven by Pakistani Pathans. And
Yeah.
on the way, you have to talk good about Pakistan cricketer, otherwise they will take you more money from you. Hmm. So those things have happened to me.
Strategies outside the field.
Yes. So when I went there first in the 80s, uh, there were the kind of facilities that were there was I was lucky to report for AP, Associated Press, and BBC, both
Right.
of them, because there was no AP, there was no BBC representative like it has there. There was no media city and all those things like it is here. There was only one center, which was Egypt, Cairo. That was the center. So I wrote for the AP, which is the Associated Press, and you know that how I sent it was, there was no typewriter. Tuck 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 tuck. You type and you put it in the in the telex first time, and next time I could fax. Each stage I went through, and how I filed my copy, and then for BBC there was no mobile nor anything. Phone will ring, and I had to give 1 hour brief on what happened. So that was the
Oh,
experience,
oh.
and the atmosphere I experienced was unbelievable. Because if you
True.
believe that India and Pakistan are obviously, this is one venue where people sat calmly and watched cricket. I
Right.
have seen in England football parents fighting against each other. Not one incident has happened. Here in India, I could see Kohli, the many greats in action, all and one of the finest knocks of Jayasurya, and of course the great Sachin Tendulkar's sandstorm knock, which was brilliant, and all those things. When I walk into the venue, it is like a nostalgic trip. I feel that going back the years. So, and I'm happy that I must be the only reporter in the world who must have written the maximum number of one dayers from a single venue,
Right.
because many people would have written, because no venue has written had so many matches. And
Very true.
so I feel so good, and some of the great moments. It's a sad thing that at one stage, due
We
to
had
the
to stop.
corruption of
Right.
cricket, it
Yeah.
got affected. It became a victim of this thing, of corruption, and but still it has come over it, continues, and today it is on the verge of hosting its 250th one day match.
Beautiful. Looking forward to it. We have Sonia Sebastian with us. Sonia, yes. you can interact with Nair Sab.
Thank you, Chris. Nair, sir, it was a great session today. We could learn a lot of things from you. I have one question. In fact, you talked about retirement, and the concept that you have come up with was quite inspiring for people like us who spend about 10 to 20 years outside and then go back and say that, we have nothing to do. We are already done with our life. So I just wanted to ask you, is there anything apart from whatever that you are doing, the new generation, can they gain anything further from you because of your experience, your knowledge which you have gained all through these decades of experience? So what special touch that the new generation can expect from you?
Yeah, a very good question. First of all, let me start off with you asked about the retirement and after. So there is a famous saying that we don't stop playing because we are old. We are old because we stop
We
playing.
stop.
Yes.
It's a famous line by Bernard Shaw. You know, so this is the starting point. So whenever a player starts, many believe that cricket will end at 32 or 34 or any. No, cricket can go on if you are willing to pay. It makes you keeps you fit. It teaches you a lot. First and foremost, it's a game. Many games teaches you, but this game especially teaches a lot, because as you know, I told you before that today you might hit a century, tomorrow you might get out for a duck. These are certain things. And whenever you take, or whenever when some many cricketers, when I address the cricketers, in fact I tell them that at least when you are playing, you are keeping fit. If you don't play, you don't keep fit.
Mm.
And the advantage of this thing, even now, if I have a physic whereby I can enter a room, when I walk into a
Mm.
room, people understand that I may have been a sportsman.
Mm.
This is something which you can tell everybody. No day is wasted, nothing
Mm.
is wasted, and you learn a lot from the game. And also, do not forget, read a lot about cricket.
Mm.
Read, understand the stories, the beautiful stories that is behind cricket. These are some things which are motivating. And also, never the cricket also teaches you one thing, is that you know the result is not the main thing. You
Mm.
have seen that, like, I when we had starting problem, the edge of the seat thriller, the result can change in a flash. We all
Mm.
thought India is going to win the World Cup after going through the entire brilliant show throughout. But
Mm.
in the end, what did happen? Australia walked away with the cup, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Mm.
Yeah. So this is cricket. Till the cricket, that is why it is said it is a game of glorious uncertainties. And isn't life also that way?
Yes.
We do not know what will happen tomorrow. So
Yeah.
what we have to do is enjoy the innings of life,
Yeah.
and play the and I always say the lovely shots you play are the lovely additions you collect to your life,
Yes.
the lovely memories that you add to your life,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Dr. Chris has done. He has collected as many degrees as possible. He keeps learning. I do not know when he rests. One day during a talk, I asked him, "How many hours do you work?" And that is passion. So even if he works 18 hours, he is not tired, because what he is doing is his passion. So I also tell children whom I address that even if you are learning maths, keep learning, doing more than others. So you know more than what others know. And what makes a genius is the knowledge which you have from those who only learned what you had to learn. And that
Yeah.
is what that cricket also teaches you.
Right.
Thank you, Nair sir.
Really, Nair Saab, I would really thank you from the bottom of my heart for those kind words. But at the same time, Sonia, I hope you have got your answer. And Anita Biju, I'm trying to pull you up to the stage, but I think there is a glitch. You'll have to exit and come back so that you can ask your question. In the meanwhile, those who want to interact with Nair Saab, yes, you can raise your virtual hand and I can bring you up stage. Uh, I would like to come back to another portion, which you had really said now. We had talked about the corruption in cricket. We have talked about sledging. We have talked about different aspects of cricket other than the normal games. And we have talked about Sachin and Gavaskar, and we have talked about all that. Let me see or understand from you. You're a person who have really witnessed the Test cricket of 5 days, 1 days, or maybe the classic crickets, or again coming to the new formats or the latest 2020. Do you really feel that cricket has changed over time?
Yes. One of the biggest advantage that or the blessing that has happened is that the cricket pundits did not hold on to one form of the game. You remember when Kerry Packer introduced night cricket, they made fun of him, calling pajama cricket. Isn't everyone now wearing a pajama and playing?
Very true.
Everyone is in colored clothes. So the thing is that when Test cricket is the ultimate form. I agree because it is if you want to really enjoy the game, if you are a student of the game, Test match is the ultimate. You know why? Because in the word Test match itself lies the factor. It put to test the skills or all the skills, I must say, of a cricketer. That is very because in limited form of cricket you can play bang bang cricket and get away, but in test cricket, if you don't know the game, you will be found out in 2 hours and you will be back in the pavilion.
Right.
So that is so to understand that you have to watch test cricket closely, the art of cricket. But then everyone has changed. Everyone wants fast. Everything they want to finish quick. That is life, isn't it? Now people are not laid back. People don't have time to sit and watch for 5 days. So that is when the 50 over came in. And when 50 over came in also, people didn't like it because they felt that it is reducing the real form of cricket. But one thing they should have understood that even if you have to hit sixes and if you have to hit with perfection, you have to be able to know the basics well, and the basics is best done and exhibited in a test match.
So,
And that
is it not more like these days we have reality shows where people pop up and become stars overnight, but at the same time, the classic learning of extensive practice and the finesse they create with the technical learning really makes a difference, and they become long-standing singers, and the newfound singers might lose. The same thing happens to cricket because these days new cricketers they are not exposed to the classic form or the Test cricket. So, does that make a difference to the cricketers these days?
Yes. You ask any coach. I have interacted with many coaches, and I always ask them, uh, do you have to play the right way? See, there's an instance that is what is called improvisation. Once I was watching a match with Sunil Gavaskar. He was sitting next to me, and he came to give away the prizes in the final of a Sharjah match. And one cricketer square cut the ball for a six. And that time, so Gavaskar told me, in my days, if I would have played that shot, the coach would have shouted at me. Square cut was to be all along the ground. So then, who changed it? Many changed it. Virendra Sehwag, square cut only for sixes. So that is the so the thing is that, but his basic was strong. His
Right,
eyesight was strong. His ability to pick the ball was strong. Many think, how is Chris Gale hitting the ball like this? He can judge the ball, and the
right,
judging the ball doesn't come just naturally. It is hours and hours of hard work. The
right,
ability to hit hard and working and training again and again.
right,
And
right.
then came T20. T20, when they came, I remember when I went for the first, after the second T20 in England, Yunus Khan said, it is fun cricket, he said. And he said, it's not serious cricket. And unfortunately, Pakistan went on to win that tournament. And in the final, we asked him, do you still think that this is not serious cricket? But then understood that was the need of the time. And
Right.
now I also report T10, which is 10 over cricket, which is very, very popular, which started from UAE. And many thought it will go into the Olympics, but still, this is the best format to go into the Olympics. In 10 overs, what excitement it has been. All the 10 over tournaments have been a success here in UAE. And it is spread to US, it has spread to Sri Lanka, and everywhere. So I do not know there will be a day when there will be 5 over cricket.
I'm sure that it would not go to an extent where the two captains come and toss and say that, okay, you won and let me go home.
In fact, we have talked about it also once.
Right.
Because on a rainy day, once it rained and the match was reduced to 5 hours. So that day we told that why not toss and finish and finalize and go home.
Yeah, we have Anita Biju. Yes, Anita, you can talk to Naya sir.
Okay, happy to hear you, sir.
Thank you.
My question is, I heard you are speaking about the importance of enjoying a game without supporting one team. But how do you make a common man understand this? Because people enjoy the game by supporting one team.
Yeah, very good question. Because the common man have come to cricket comes to cricket to enjoy the shots, enjoy the sixes. But the thing is that what the spirit of the game and the enthusiasm is when you see that now why is IPL a success in each of the states that is being played? It is purely because all the Mumbaikars, all the Bangaloreans coming and cheering for their team. And that motivates the cricketers also, that motivates the event, that motivates the thing. But the thing is that from if you can also appreciate the other side, it would be great. You remember when in the final in Ahmedabad, when 1 lakh people watched the game and had hit a century, people didn't clap. It was, I feel, as an Indian, I felt, as a cricketer, as a dedicated cricket writer, I felt that it was wrong, because if if you don't clap, cricket is a game. If you go to lots and watch, every shot is clapped, everything is appreciated. But the thing is that, why did when the final did not go the India's way, everyone left the ground. Why did they leave the ground? Because the objective was to watch India win than watch cricket. You know, to watch cricket, there should be no knowledge about the cricket. For example, I will tell you why this is so. Do you know a place in Kerala called Telicheri? Telicheri is where the cricket first began. There, if you go and watch cricket, the crowd is so knowledgeable that they clap for every shot, irrespective of not which team it is. Another venue was Madras, Chennai. Chennai is another place which appreciated both sides. And also there are certain centers like this. So that is basically because they know a lot about cricket, but understand the majority of the cricket fans are the common man, and understand that every cricket lover is an expert too. And many of them come and talk to me for hours about that should have been done, this should have been done. And I love it. That is what keep cricket growing. That is what the essence of this thing. Even if you may not be aware of the nuances of the game, still you can be an expert and talk. But then, if you are an expert, you must be willing to appreciate both sides. You have come for a cricket match to not watch only one team perform, but both team perform. But then, if you go for an India match and they tell, please appreciate cricket and not hello, yeah,
Yeah, in between we had a glitch. Yes.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we have Dr. T.C. Satish, a specialist dermatologist, Media Hospital. Dr. Satish, you can talk to Nair.
Hi, Care. In fact, when you were offline, I was just trying to make a point that Care is a great storyteller. In fact, every time you come back from some of the tours, I distinctly remember that we used to catch up, and then you give a very vivid description of what happened. Like, for example, what happened in West Indies during your tour when Bob Woolmer died, and many other occasions. And I also remember the when you said about the teams appreciating good cricket, the venue appreciating good cricket in Madras when Wasim Akram's team beat India. Chennai crowd gave them a standing ovation, despite the
Yes,
fact that we fell short by a couple of runs and after a heroic innings by Tendulkar with his strained back.
yes. Yeah, Dr. Sadish is a ardent follower of cricket. We both have been together on a stage with Gavaskar, in a talk show with Gavaskar and myself, and Dr. Sadish was the moderator, and he is a ardent cricket fan. So it's always been a pleasure to talk with Sadish here about the game. And yes, talking about the West Indies tour, that was that series, that West Indies World Cup. That was one of the most touching World Cups for me, where I did a lot of stories because Bob Woolmer and I were very close. Because Bob Woolmer, before going on that World Cup tour, was in Dubai to conduct a coaching camp. And so the day before he passed away, we met in Montego Bay, and we usually sit and have a drink together. So he called me, come over to the room, and then you can go back to the venue. So, frankly, what if I would have gone, I would have been among the last to enter his room, and I would have been in and out of the police station. In fact, another friend of mine who is a Pakistan reporter called Bhatti, who went in the room and the CCTV saw him enter the room the last. After that, the CCTV did not work. So, so it means I had to go to another venue, so I excused and went. So it was shocking, and I think it was this. It's not about cricket. Many often that my diary which I write is not about cricket. It's about all the things that is happening around, and that is what I enjoy doing. And in this tour, I had a lot of I at one stage I felt like a detective kind of a thing, because every day information was coming every day. But the day he died, I wrote the copy with tears in my eyes, because someone with whom I traveled together, I spent many, many hours together, died in under strange circumstances.
Right. I really get that depth of your thought. And on that note, it's really touching the last few minutes of the show. Your parting thoughts, Nair Saab.
Yeah. Yes. With my parting thoughts is always something. The I have only one thing to tell everybody. God sent us to this earth with some skills. Discover them, polish them, and there might be ups and downs, but keep moving. Never ever think you are useless. And and any day, it's not that today or tomorrow. If you have a dream, if you are determined, if you are devoted, I am sure you will achieve that goal. I wanted, I was mere just a cricket player in Kerala. I could do so much in this game purely because I followed my dream. And many people ask me, how did you achieve? Even I am surprised, because once you keep doing, you will keep crossing many, many milestones. And that is why once Gavaskar told me, I never thought that each time I was breaking a record, because it happens. When I am playing, it is bound to happen. The point is that he maintained his fitness, he and kept playing. So, one thing that I have, one more advice is, there are many things we complain about: circumstances, surroundings, everything. But there is one thing you can do to yourself, that is maintain your fitness. Keep fit. Even now, I do yoga, I go to the gym, because that keeps me strong. Because many times I travel to many venues, and in Hobart, in Australia, it is an environment friendly place. The press box was in the sixth floor, and there was no lift due to that center's decision. I could easily climb. It is purely because I was fit. And even now, I can. I in this World Cup, I was traveling from one venue to another more than the cricketers, because Indian team travel only for India matches. I travel for other matches. So all these things. So look after yourself, and always, as soon as you, at the end of the day, ask yourself, what have you added to yourself? Have you added to something new? Have you met some people new? And one more thing, every day I would ask you, if possible, to write a diary. And that is the history of your life. And if each chapter or each day you have done well, you will be a success. And I hope that is my parting. The parting lines, I feel it is motivating.
On that beautiful note, I'd like to thank you very much for giving us the time. And despite the rainy opening of the match really concluded, and it concluded in a very beautiful way. Thank you very much for your thoughts, and just seriously voicing thoughts with me, Kriss Venugopal, every Thursday night at 9:30. Nair Saab, we look forward to seeing you again on our show. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a blessing to be with you. Someone I consider is a genius, and keep going.
Thank you very much. And thank you, all the listeners. Thank you very much. And good night, everyone.